Okay, hello and welcome to this Hallows Eve Samhain Day of the Dead portal that we're in. It's a 3-day window, and I told you I'd be back for this, so I'm back. I hope you got a chance to watch Ranger Jake and I talk about The Dark Night of the Soul. Great video. I am going to weave in a little cards today because this is the time when the veils are the thinnest. So the messages can be the loudest, if you will, during this time. So it's been a minute since I've done this in a video format for the collective. So I've just got a few decks and some runes. And really we're going to be looking at this time between now and the winter solstice. This is the final 8th, or you could say it's the beginning 8th of the new year in the calendar that begins now. It begins with the end. So I've got a beautiful Celtic deck. I've got my crow deck of the tarot, blessed and sanctified for this purpose. This is my crow deck, tuned in to the collective and this 8th of the year that we're moving into. And I also have my mother runes by Almeen, which are amazing. They help us to look at blind spots. So these 4 things. So I'm pondering again as the after this gateway will be in the 11/11 portal to the new year. That's the 40-day period that I usually do something. Last year it was the mantra bliss codes. So I am feeling something coming in for that time as well. So if you're interested in doing a 40-day practice, that will begin on the 11th and more details will come. I think we're going to start with the mother runes. Okay, so the angel is Esta Beans, and this is the sigil. Okay, and it says, achieving clarity for our next step through the effortless revelation of infinite purpose. Achieving clarity for our next step through the effortless revelation of infinite purpose. That's awesome. Love it. We're going to pull that one out. And yeah, that just happened to be on the bottom under was this one. So we'll go ahead and use that one too. Since I thought I had the deck the other way, the angel is Hasena, effectively becoming impervious to ill intent. Wow, we can use that one in the collective. So now we have achieving clarity for our next step through the effortless revelation of infinite purpose. So that's always happening. And we're effectively becoming impervious to ill intent. So that is an awesome gateway to go in. I've got my lovely bloodstone skull through Meadows crystals, beautiful pieces she's got. And also the runes are also from Meadows crystals, so I'm going to shout out to her for these beautiful sacred objects. So the runes are coming in. So we have the mother runes. There might be more mother runes, but we're going to set with those, and we're going to look at this cycle. So I'm going to pull 5 runes and allow the message for the collective that wants to come through this for this next period. And as within, so without. So it's personal and it's collective. So we've got on the one side, Wunjo. Hey, this is the love, guys. So we've got love on one side here. For the center point, we've got Kanaz in the upright position. So the illumination. Okay, love it so far. The love, the illumination. Ooh, okay. We've got Iwaz here. It did kind of pop out upside down. So this is our divine antenna, receiving protection and inspiration. So we might need to, it looks like a fork in the ground when I've got it upside down. So let's look at the other ones, top and bottom. So Jira is here, and also, okay, there's Jira. Gosh, I think this is the yew tree. It is. I'm forgetting the name of this one right now, but it represents the Kundalini rising. Okay, that's awesome. That's the Kundalini. So there is an influx of love, like a harvesting through the raising of the Kundalini. The Kundalini is the part we have to put up with. We are awakening to a higher level of consciousness. It is a divine harvest. That's a blessing for all the work that we've put in. And it does illuminate our path with love kind of ushering us through the door. So the upside down Iwas, I want to say, what wants to come through on that? I feel like I need to pull some tarot on that one. Blocking your own divine inspiration, being your own divine inspiration, really is like a fork though. It's really speaking to me like a fork in the road or a fork in the ground. Let's clarify this more. Seven of Swords. Okay, let's clarify Seven of Swords, because Seven of Swords can also have, you know, positive or negative connotations, although that could be swords in the ground, definitely. And Queen of Wands. So Seven of Swords, swords is the mind. Seven is a spiritual number, so it can come after like an initiatory step, like Six of Swords is an initiation. Seven of Swords can sometimes be deception or betrayal, but not always. Like sometimes it's strategy, okay? So strategizing, Queen of Wands. There's one more. Queen of Wands is the confidence, the creative kind of Saraswati self that's in her creative power, in your creative power, aligned and bringing through the magic, bringing through the creativity, the music, the art. And then we have the Devil card. Okay, so I can kind of see why this upside down Iwas is here, or Algiz, sorry, that one's Algiz. So we have Queen of Wands. This is what we want. We want the confident, creative energy of self. But here there's some sort of like internal conflict, like maybe internal betrayal or needing to make a strategy, but then the devil's in the details, you know, it's like there's something trying to take you off course, trying to take you out of connection with divine. I don't think you can really have a reversed Algiz, but it is saying you might try to block it, but there's so much love coming in with Kanaz. There's an illumination, there's a harvest, there's a Kundalini awakening. So you might actually just have to strategize bringing all that energy in. You might like have to do some like more like tantric play. You might have to do some shadow work. You might have to look at those darker elements to get through to that. I love, she really looks like Hallow's Eve kind of energy, right? So here we are today, strategy of how to also cope with the devil in our life, how to cope with the demons, how to cope with the addictions, and the those can also be attachments. How do we strategize or cut ourselves out? Notice the dragon is holding the swords in this one, so it's like usually you're going to fight your dragons, right? So that in order to get all the swords, you need a strategy, or you're going to be defeated. You're going to like deceive yourself in thinking you can do it. But Queen of Swords or Queen of Wands is confident. She is in her power. She is illuminated like the Kanaz, okay? And that mother room effectively impervious to ill intent. So she sees this. She's actually kind of acting this out for us. So you can be, centered in the center point of you and be impervious to this betrayal or deception or the temptations of the world or the addictions. You can be impervious to that, standing in your power, unaffected, right? She's unaffected. She's the Kundalini life force. So that's what's coming in. That's powerful. That is a big activation let's look at, okay, so we definitely have a warning there of being impervious to ill intent, keeping our center. So we're going to ask the crows, what message do we need to know for this 8th of the year that we're entering? So in through the solstice, what is the message for the collective on how best to stay in that center point, how to find that confidence center and remain in it? There's one. 6 of Cups. I love it. I love it. And this one also flew out. That one is 5 of Cups. Okay, 6 of Cups to 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups is childlike, right? Is like kind of nostalgic and remembering the past. It's also can be soulmate energy. And then 5 of Cups is like some kind of a loss, right? Something you have to lose or get rid of. And then we have Page of Cups because a new fulfillment is coming in that is harmonious and balanced and is equal give and take. And the High Priestess is here presiding over that. So, and then I'm also seeing 5 of Pentacles is in the reverse. So this feels like a process to the solstice. The solstice is the High Priestess card. That is the gateway for the deep intuition. So we're going there. So we're starting at this childlike remembrance. Like, let's remember. Let's be nostalgic. Let's be innocent. Let's be playful. Oh, remember me? This can be people coming from the past. But remember, we're in a death gate. So we have to have some sort of loss. So 5 of Cups is the loss, like the emotional loss or some sort of regret. But with the spilt cups, not all of them are spilt, right? But there is sort of some lamenting. But 2 the others will be added unto it. So Page of Cups is showing like a refresher, like this is a divine message of love coming in. Again, that Wunjo of the other rune. There's a divine message of love. I mean, look, like the crow's got the starfish and the crab and like some little fish or whale or something in the cup. Like this chalice is overflowing. There's crystals and mandalas and stuff all around. This is like a beautiful, fulfilling, nurturing energy that I love how we have the scales. 6 of Pentacles is all about give and receive, right? It's not out of balance, it's in balance. So something about the old stuff was out of balance. If you look back, if we nostalgiate to past, because that's pointing us to the past, and what used to fulfill us, we have to look at what we lost and what we kept, what we lost and what we're keeping. But the universe does have this beautiful, like surprising, fulfilling energy that is balancing coming in. And I definitely feel like some love vibes here. I don't know where it's coming from, but with the High Priestess, it can just be like an internal balance. But gosh, I do feel a love frequency. I feel like I'm going to grab one more deck. Yeah, there's something about that. So 1 second. Okay. So I've got another tarot deck that we're just going to shuffle up for this sew-in of 2023. And we are asking if there's any relationship pieces here that we need to know about. That has to do with this Page of Cups energy or this last crow spread. We want to clarify anything about relationship. Those are the ones. We've got 4 cards. So we've got 2 of Pentacles, so there's that balance. Ooh, there's a heartbreak there. There's a King of Swords, and there's a reverse Emperor. Gosh. I mean, this could be two different people, two different energies. One was like turned down or is too shy to come in. This can be masculine or feminine, but it's definitely a very grounded, parental, like sort of energy that like cares about house and home. And this one's very like mental, mental mastery, mastery of the mind. Although it could be one energy that's their mind is just more emphasized than the other part of them right now, even though it's there. And some heartbreak, like it's not easily able to, like you need to look at the balance between the relationship and work, or like how the relationship's affecting your reality. This could be with that part of yourself, like you're breaking up with the part of your mind that's too domineering and that isn't really acting like the caregiver because you're trying to bring yourself back into balance. That could be present. I'm going to ask for one more clarifying on this. So to clarify these last cards, Two of Rods in reversed. So something that you're looking ahead for but not really like speaking about. And now I have Five of Pentacles. So Five of Pentacles have shown up twice. There is some sort of a sadness or a loss that needs forgiveness in this reality. Is a change point though. So it's not like this period is like really rich necessarily with the relationship vibe for the collective, but there is rather some like being strong in the self. I mean, Page of Cups is like a loving energy, and Wunjo is a loving energy, but it feels like that loving energy is what's starting to emit from you, like you're being balanced out and tuned in, so that by the time winter solstice comes in, you know, your intuition is sharp and you can see ahead. But so there's some letting go and some releasing to get back into balance, and some mastery of the mind over some things during this period. So that goes along with the Death Gate vibe. There is a letting go, but some balancing is coming in. So that's what is feeling like is through this. So I'm just going to pull a crystal card or two now that wants to be the blessing card for this cycle, and then we'll just talk about life force a little bit right now. Selenite. I think that just means keep your selenite out tonight, guys. So I want to do the reading first, and we'll tie this in, but so we're in the gateway, we're in the frequency, the turning point that is between the equinox and the solstice. This is a point at which, of course, the veils are thin, but also that means you can access more of your true self. So dressing up in something akin to more of you is a good thing, not something you wouldn't want to become. Okay, dressing up in a way that is even more your natural self, even more who you are, like lean in that direction, play with it, maybe like, you know, put some role-playing acting sort of on so you can feel that out in yourself. Don't just take like the best costume around or whatever unless you're vibing with it. Because there is an amplification energy coming in. We really want to anchor that. And there is sort of like temptation to be in old patterns with the devil, or to like betray yourself or deceive yourself. But like this is a beautiful cycle of moving toward your intuitive body. And the winter solstice, if you're in the northern hemisphere, is the deepest place in self. So we're starting to go through that doorway into the psyche, into the deepest self. If you want to do the 40-day 11-11 to the 1-1, just keep following me. I'll start telling more a little bit about that. This year I'm thinking of doing something different for that 40-day. You can always just follow along and do your own spiritual practice for 40 days, but anything you do together in a group for 40 days is super powerful. So mantra is always good. I'm thinking of some other practices to bring us into the 0 point, bring us into the state of love, so we can share that collectively more. So stay tuned on that. What else wants to come through? So just a reminder that there is a Kundalini awakening going on for everyone, regardless of who you are, because of the planetary events of the last few years. Like, it is happening. Everyone's at their own level, but collectively we're doing it. Okay, so inform yourself as much as you can about what that looks like. Watch some of my videos if you don't know. If you want to know more of the biology, you can do the Biology of Kundalini by Jana Dixon, and I read about 150 pages of that on the video. I think I'm going to pick that back up again and do some more soon, but breaks down like the chemistry and the biochemistry that's going on during the awakening. Those are helpful. But just like some basic yoga moves that you can make can also really help you like move through the difficult times that are around you, get to a place of eternal presence. That's really what we're after, where we're accessing more life force energy, right? That's the place of power. That is the place where you can navigate anything and get through all the stuff. Like that King of Swords is really talking like there is a lot of mental mastery work that can be done in this period of time to cut through all those old mindsets that were defeating you and causing you to have great strife in your life about anything. Those are mental patterns. So all it really needs is some new ideas around that. So that's a lot of the work that I do with people too, is we explore a new way of looking at what's going on and give some new ideas so that you can gain a fresh perspective and use an empowering perspective for yourself. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want you to join me over the next couple of days as we get into Day of the Dead stuff. We're going to review some of the stories of Skeleton Woman and what this all means, why this is a potent time to connect with the ancestors, to look at the potential energies that are available, and to do some of that shadow work and ancestral healing. This is a really yummy time because it's sort of like a last ditch effort moment to really like push you through into that deeply dropping into self that this hibernation period, this death gate period opens us up to, this hibernation, which is really like, you could think of it in terms of when we lived for a longer time, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, if you will, we would go into suspended animation sometimes to recoup and rejuvenate the system. So you can think of this period of time from now until the solstice as a suspended animation. That doesn't necessarily mean you do nothing, but there is like an accessing that helps rejuvenate your system, drops you into the eternal now, a timeless place, and it really allows for connections between many of us in humanity to sprout out naturally. And it's a great time to create together. So join me over the next couple of days, and please keep letting me know what videos are jiving with you, what you like. I'm really going with the energies, and when their strongest energies are there, that's when it feels like I'm supposed to pop back on here. But for Ranger Jake and I, we're just going to explore a bunch of yoga subjects together. So I hope you check those out and like them, subscribe, share, or tell us what you don't like. You know, we're kind of getting into this like human relating thing where we're getting into almost like disagreements about things and working them out. So this last one had some of that in it, and so I encourage you to watch that. We are retemplating relationship dynamics and how to work through stuff, so join me for that. And if you need personal care, you want to sit with me, or you want to have a reading, or you want to talk life force, please reach out, stasiabliss@gmail.com. We'll also just hold space for you to tell me everything that's going on. If you want to work through other stuff, blissinthehouse.com. Visit me there. Come back again. You're always welcome here. Much love.